Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back with another reel of your stash. It should have been yesterday, but I was having a big de-stash of stuff and I just didn't get a chance, so we're having it today. And this week we're focusing on using up our scraps of card or paper and whatnot. So the first, I've got 5 things that you can create with scraps. So what we're going to do it is 5 steps. Okay, so here we have number 1. All right, so this one is really easy but really effective. So I've made a card base here and I've just cut loads of scraps. Now you can just use your paper trimmer to cut them. I happen to have these dies that I got from ALIEXPRESS, really cheap, really good quality as well, and I use them a lot. I'll put the link if you want them, but you don't need to have them by no means. You can just use your paper trimmer to cut them. I've got a couple of little examples that I made. I haven't put anything on them yet, but this type of thing, dead easy to make, and you can certainly get all of your scraps used up. I've gone for a kind of very similar in colour. So I've got a little white card base here and I'm going to use, if I can get it, double-sided adhesive sheets. I think they are quicker and easier than having to sit and glue all of them little strips on. So you could of course use double-sided tape because nobody's going to see what's underneath. So it's just a case of attaching this to the double-sided sheet. Right, sticky, so we've got that. Peel the backing off. It'd help if we had a pokey tool. Okay, and then you can do them any pattern you like. So I think I'm going to have mine just got a little sentiment here which is thank you, and I'm just keeping it really simple. I do have quite a lot of thank you cards I need actually, so most of mine will probably be that today. So I'm just going to put mine straight across the middle. That is one way to use up your scraps. So now we'll move on to number 2. Okay, so number 2 is, let me show you this. Isn't that adorable? Now, I have done these before but this is a different way. It's a lot more fuller and this paper strips are a lot smaller, and I've also added like a little tails on the bottom. Dead easy to do. So what you will need is, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, is it just 4 of each? Yeah, so you need 4 pieces which are 11 3/4 by 1/2 inch. You need 4 pieces which are 1/2 inch by about 10 3/4, and then you need 4 pieces, and then you need 2 little pieces which are again 1/2 inch by, I've got about 7 1/4 inches. And then you also need, I've lost some pieces, you need 2 pieces which are 1 inch by 4. I should have 2, I don't know what's happened to it, I've obviously lost it. I'll have a look for it in a minute, but you definitely need 2, okay? So what you're going to do is take your largest 4 pieces and you're going to just create like a kind of cross there. You can just pop a little bit of glue in the middle, or tape, a glue dot, whatever you want. Just a bit of glue there. Just like that. Then pop another bit of glue there and just come across this way. And then the other one this way. Okay, just make sure that's dry so they're not going to move around. And then all you have to do, it's dead easy, is just take one of them, any one, it doesn't matter, and you were going to twist it round like this, okay? You're going to pop your glue. And all you're going to keep doing is doing the same all the way around. It's actually going to go this way, but what I do is I just put it this way so it's sitting up, and then I just push it a little bit just to make sure it's stuck. And there's the first bit. Take your other pieces, which are 10 3/4 by 1/2 inch. You're going to do exactly the same thing. Right, so now you've got them. The little one is going to go just in the middle. We're going to glue that in. And these 2 little ones You can use hot glue as well if you want to. And then the little one goes in the middle just to fill it up a bit. These are so pretty, and you can put them on your own gifts and presents and things. Now I'm going to have to look for the other one, but this, all I do is just cut a little slit up the middle, and I just kind of create my own little banner effect. So I'm just, bear with me, I'm going to find the other piece. Sorry, I had to cut another one. So you take your two little tails, just glue them, just kind of like that. Glue one here, and then you will just glue your little bow onto the tails. And then how cool are them for your own little bows for presents and things like that? I just think they are adorable, and you can use your scraps to make them. So let's move on to idea number 3. Alright, so the third one is flowers. These make lovely flowers because you have these lovely patterned papers, your scrap papers, and they make beautiful flowers. So you can stamp them, cut them out, or fussy cut them out, or use dies if you have them, and also just cut flower dies out. So I think we will have, I'm going to stamp these little flowers onto this patterned paper. Okay, and then these stamps don't have dies, so I am just gonna literally fussy cut these out. Okay, so I have cut these out, and don't they just look so pretty? A great way to use up your scraps, because you have, it gives that lovely interest with the paper. And then you can just give them, you know, a little shape, and then glue these together, and then you can pop these on your cards, on your 3D projects. You could make some up ready, so you have a nice little stash of handmade flowers. You can put some little gems and pearls in the middle. And we've all got scrap papers. How pretty. And then of course, if you have flower dies as well, let's get the machine and cut some of these out. Okay, so number 4, what I've done is I have took a DL card and on the front I've just covered it in double-sided adhesive again. Okay, I have cut out tons of strips in kind of like ombre, so I'm going to have like yellow, then orange, dark orange, pink, then red along. So I'm going to peel the adhesive off. Now I had to put it on in 2 parts because it wasn't long enough, but it's fine. As I said, you could even use double-sided tape. I'm just going to peel this bit off first, and I'm going to work from light to dark. So I am just going to start So we've got that now, and we've still got loads of scraps. Now what I've done is I've took a piece of card that's just slightly smaller, okay, and I've cut out a die which says thanks across the front, okay. So I'm going to have that on there, but I've kept the little pieces that you would need to pop in, just so it doesn't just look like, you know, a kind of a smudge word, if you get what I mean. There we go. I think that's so simple but so pretty. So let's move on to the last one, number 5. Okay, number 5. This one I'm going to use those same scraps again and a background die. So what I've done is I've took a card base again. I have covered the front in some double-sided adhesive, and I'm going to peel this off, and then again I'm just going to start sticking them now. I'm not going to there we go, so we're left with that. And then what I've done is I've cut out this beautiful background die. It happens to be a Tim Holtz die, which is flowery. Of course, use any background die you want or you've got. And I'm just trying to work out which way. I don't really think it matters which way. And all I want to do is just glue that over the top, and then that gives a kind of really interesting background. I think that's so effective. Really, really pretty. And then I'm just going to grab my sentiment. All right, I've just die cut thanks from black card, and I am just going to literally put that across the middle. And I just think that's so bright and really effective. So, because sometimes you can be a bit at a loss with background dies, but if you put something really colourful behind them, I think it just gives that really nice effect. Okay, so that is it. So we've got that one, we did this one, we did flowers, these beautiful little bows that we did, I love them, and just a kind of basic card with scraps. But yeah, I think they are just so pretty, and I hope it's given you some inspiration to use up your scraps. I wanted to share a couple more as well. This one I have made scraps, made a card front with scraps, and then the butterfly that I had cut out from them scraps, I used it on another card, and that was just a border die that I cut out in all different colour scraps. Yeah, and I've showed you the other two that we did. So get your scraps out and get them used up. So thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.